You guys, it's your water.
She got a little bit of Texas down there.
But anyway, Mary wants to know where we met. I was in California working at Bank of America, and I had a good friend by the name of Betty Rodberg. And she said, "Oh, you gotta come over this weekend. I have a family friend coming up from San Diego, and he's in the Navy." That kind of brightened the time. So he came up and we started dating. And I don't think we did anything other than dating.
One thing led to the
Tana wants an explanation of that. They don't know about just
It
dating.
took us 5 years to get the first baby, so we weren't rushing into anything. But, yeah, that's right. We'll have him tell the other side of the story. Well, we've had a good life. We got to travel, and we've got 3 wonderful daughters, 8 wonderful grandchildren. I finally got boys. I have 5
Wonderful
grandsons.
sisters-in-law.
Well, I haven't got this. You gotta let him tell about that. But
Where did y'all get married?
we got married in Santa Ana, and it was called Capilla di San Antonio. And right now I think it's a used car lot. But we haven't been by there in many years. And Betty Rodberg was in our wedding. She's a family friend, Harold, others know about the Rodbergs.
It's been a long time. You remember more about the Rodbergs than I did. They used to have something they did with the family anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Seems like I remember.
But anyway,
Okay, now they want your side
They
of the
lived next
story.
door to us for years.
yeah. Well, yeah.
And then down there together.
That's how I met Norma, was through Betty Rodberg.
Okay.
Because when I was in the Navy, I went up to see her.
He was kind of cute in the bell bottoms, wasn't he, Norma?
Yeah.
And that cocky little white
That
hat.
little
Yeah.
wet. One of our daughters said I looked like Tom Hanton.
Yeah, there was a guy on TV when Sharon was little. She was smaller than this little girl over there. And she said, "There's Tom Hanton," when she'd see him on TV.
Oh,
And she thought Daddy looked like him. So anyway, just hang in there, y'all.
Yeah.
And you can make 50 years too.
Correct.
I think Chad's and Susan are in running for that.
Yeah.
How many years, Susan? 33.
Hey, we're not too far. We got 25 next year.
Y'all doing great.
Time flies when you're having fun. But that traveling for 11 years, we enjoyed it. I did probably more than her.
Well, I miss the grandchildren. We were gone from them so much. They grew up without me. See them grow. But we had a chance now with Jake. A baby on the
Y'all haven't spoiled him a bit, I bet.
No.
I want to know how Ralph's going to deal to get his wheel.
This one out here? This fifth wheel?
Yeah.
You mean that crappy camper we had?
I was wondering because I figured he got the bit.
No, I went in and told the guy, I said, "Do you have store credit?" And he looked at me like, "What have you done?" I said, "When you buy a suit or a dress and you don't like it, take it back, and you can't get your money because you get store credit." That's what
That's
happened.
basically what we did. We went over the same name but a different branch in another town and found this one and it was pretty neat, so that's what we got. Trying to beef it up.
I thought maybe you did something special because and you park it in Boise, that was it, no more traveling.
Well, he said a few months ago he'd like to go see the state of Idaho.
Oh,
And in order to do that, you gotta be gone in 2 or 3 days, so.
So we can go out.
I'll renege, keeping habits.
Well, it may not look that good, but I think it's nice on the inside.
But we can go out during the week, we don't have to worry about the weekend, because that's when everybody else goes.
Ralph, I mean, there's a lot of folks here that don't know what your profession was out there.
Well, I worked in the phone service. I was an installation person. I started out as a wireman and worked up to supervision. I spent 33 years and 11 months doing that. I ended up my career in Livermore, California, in Livermore Labs. That's AT&T used to run the labs for years for nothing. They didn't even charge them for it, but they come on and took care of the lab and do all the research on all kinds of stuff. And they have a nice museum there in case anybody gets to California and Livermore area. It's in the museum. But I really enjoyed my time. Started out.
Speak up, we can't hear you.
Started out wiring.
Voice like his
Yeah.
brother. I keep telling him, you gotta train his voice better.
Yeah, I don't speak very loud, so it's,
I'll trade you.
yeah.
Yeah, you got a good voice.
Hey, Norma,
Yeah.
you know, you're talking about it took a little while to get started with the kids and stuff. I thought maybe it might have been because of his long toes. Every time you were out in the yard working, he was pinching you with his big toes.
Yeah.
If you'd have paid.
This wasn't supposed to be, but then next two said, hey, Sharon's having so much fun. Let's join the group. Boom, boom, boom.
We had 3 in a row.
Well, once y'all got it down, y'all went right
We
through
made
it.
an exact pattern. No voice.
Where do you noise the dog? What's not too old yet?
Oh, that's true.
We got all the boys we need now, the grandkids.
Yeah, we got 5 of them.
So you did fine.
Where all have you traveled?
Oh, gosh.
Everywhere but
just-
Kansas.
We didn't go into Kansas. Well, we flew into Kansas once, but didn't take the rig in there. But we went all back east. We spent a week just out of the capital, and we'd go in every other day and tour. Did that for a whole week. That was fun. There's something you can never see all of.
Yeah.
If you spent your whole life every day going there, you wouldn't see everything they have because they keep rotating the stuff that they have in there.
Where's that?
In D.C. At the Smithsonian, we enjoyed that. And we took, with Harold Zelda one time, we spent a couple days in there. Went and took in a movie, the Cinemac. We've seen 2 of them.
they're hard people to stay with.
Well, anyway, it tickled me when we got back, we left our motorhome at Parks. So he came out and said, "Oh, we're gone 6 weeks."
Yeah, we were gone 6 weeks.
Anyway, he said, "I didn't think y'all would be talking to one another when you got back."
Yeah.
Togetherness. But we had a good time.
Yeah, we had 4 weeks of timeshare. They had 2 and we had 2. We had them in different states, and some of those states you get up in there, was up in the Blue Ridge country and with one of them, and you can drive across the state in a couple of hours. Some of the small ones, it didn't take long. We went up and had lobster at where was that town?
Maybe somewhere in, along the ocean there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the name of the town.
But,
But I'm not too hep on lobster. Lobster
especially
tail
that green
is-
stuff that oozes out. They call it guacamole.
Yeah, it looks like glass water, but it's not. Well, one of the neatest places was in, that was in South.
Oh, yeah, by Roosevelt Park.
In South Dakota by Roosevelt's park named after Roosevelt, Teddy. Well, they have a museum there. They have somebody that made his picture life size and on a horse. And it's all made out of popsicle sticks. Took 7,000 of them to make it. But that horse and stuff is in a glass case, and it still looks like new popsicle sticks. Well, we went through the park to see the buffalo. There's supposed to have been a herd in there, and we seen one buffalo. Of course, all back in the canyon. We seen a lot of prairie dogs. But that's beautiful country. It's very rugged. And you wonder how a pioneer with a doggone wagon could get through there. It's so rough. But they did. Well, anyhow, that town, what is the name
After his wife. Medora.
Medora was the name. Anyhow, we went to an afternoon show. They have college kids that put on a program. Seen the afternoon, and we found out they had an evening show with a steak cook. They cook steaks. So we got the reservation and went to that. And from that, you went right, after you ate, you went down into it was built in a canyon. So we had an amphitheater, and these college kids put on that program where Teddy went up the hill in San Juan Hill, paddle, and then they have lights that showed him on a horse, made out of fluorescent light. But it was very interesting.
With this barbecue that they had peanut oil that they fried the steak in, and had it on a 3-tine fork, tiny used out the barn somewhere.
These rode kettles about that big around, full of peanut oil.
And it had a long wagon full of the salads
Condiments and stuff.
It was fun.
But they'd put maybe 3 or 4 steaks on a 3-pronger, just stick her in that oil. It's so hot that it seared and saved all the juices. They were good. You can cut them with a fork. Beautiful.
And Deanie asked me to tell about our girls. Sharon is the oldest, and she's a nurse. And right now she's working in a dialysis division, I'll call it. She has 3 children. The oldest just graduated from high school, but this past year he's taken some college courses in Anaheim. And Danae is the next one, and she'll be a senior this year. And then Sean is 14. And Sharon found a picture of him at about 14. And Sean looks a lot like what Ralph did at 14. Then the next one is Glenda. And she's our little 6'3" girl with a 6'10" son and a 6'6" daughter. Derek is almost 17, and Jessica is 14, will be 15 in February. So they're with us to say basketball people.
Very good.
So which one went to Houston, Derek?
Derek, this past weekend was in Atlanta. But yeah, Derek's went to Houston. Yeah, it's been all over.
He was in Houston last year.
Now, what's his grade?
Next year.
Now, maybe he goes to play professional basketball.
Yeah, he's going to go to school. And the next one, he has a 5-year ride. So that's good. And Jessica, 14, is getting letters from college. And then Lori, I'm sure you all remember Lori. And she has 3 children. Spencer's the oldest. He'll be 16 in October. Noel, Nicole, that's an age dog, Noel.
Cole
Nicole will be 13 in October. And Jake just turned 6 in May. But I think he's about 35 or 40 years old. And Sharon lives in Helena, California. Glenda lives in Shasta Lake, Northern California. And Lori is 10 miles from our drive. She's the one that got us to Iowa. We were in Florida. Oh, Mom, come up, I'm so lonesome. So we hitched up the 40-footer cross country and came. And I like Iowa, it made me think of Minnesota. And so, how we ended up there. Anybody else want anything to know about it? I'm going to come around and show you this beautiful place.
If they would tell a story, something about you.
Oh, no.
In honor of something that we can remember. And so,
I know what I want to hear.
That would be very bad.
and so we're going to roast Mary today.
Oh, Lord.
We're going to roast Mary today. And so we'll start from the oldest and work our way down. So Uncle Harold, you and Nelda get to go first.
Okay,
Oh, wonderful.
the story I remember best is I wasn't home a lot of the time when Mary was growing up, after she got in high school. But anyway, I can recall Dad was a disciplinarian. And if you did something wrong, you got your butt whipped. So, and Mary he'd start in here and whack her a couple of times, and she'd scream to high heaven, you'd think she was dying, she'd go around, and then he'd let her go, you know. And
That's not true. That's not true.
Hey, he's telling this story. You have to let him finish.
That's not the truth. You did.
And then Danny and some of the others would really take it, you know. So I said, Mary, how in the world can you scream and yell that much when Dad whips you? And she says, well, when he does that, he lets off on me.
Diddy, did you get him to do that? No. Well, was you the one that did all those squealing? I told it, so now I can't tell it. I won't talk to him no more.
Hey, I just want to roast this.
That's not a true story.
Yes, it is. He stole my life.
Yeah, you're the one that did all the screaming and hollering, and I was the one that got all the whippings.
Harold, if that's what you told it wrong. Because when Daddy started toward me, I started crying and hollering.
Well, I have known you both were in it.
No, Mary, she was so stubborn. You are not going to stop. I'm not going to cry. You're not going to
He could have beat on me all night long.
She would not. But see, I got smart and I learned that if I wouldn't get this bad. So she wasn't very smart.
Right story.
Wrong sister.
That's all right, at least the neighbors didn't
I can say one thing about it. Dad gave me some hefty licking, but there wasn't any of mine didn't deserve.
Oh, really? Well, I don't know, he was giving a rabbit shut time one time with a broom, and I got a hold of the broom.
Never got in trouble.
Another lie.
Hey, Mom always took up for me. She said, Russ, don't you hit him with that broom. I was out the door before he could swing it. I couldn't even swing it that fast. But I'll tell you one that Mary and I did. We used to have this old horse that we rode for herding cows. Anyhow, Harold was home on leave, I think, this time, and we kind of borrowed a whole carton of cigarettes from him. And I think we smoked the whole blooming carton that one day, just puffing away. Good thing we didn't inhale it, it killed us that day. But we were riding that horse and smoking.
Hopefully it didn't kill the old horse.
Yeah. One thing I didn't teach her, she hung on too tight, and I ducked for a limb and it caught her and knocked the pole off. Bounced on the ground. But that's the way it goes.
Yeah, I got.
Yeah, but there's a story he tells me about you and you wired up something to the barn
Oh,
thing
that.
and you called Beanie
No, that wasn't
over.
the barn door, that was the milk house. We'd wire up this magneto from a tractor magneto on the doorknob, and we'd holler, Mary, and Deanie'd come running. The first one that caught that handle got it. And they'd squeal and run in and holler to mom.
Oh, I got it too.
That make you want to learn something.
Hey, it is.
Yeah, but you didn't tell all of it. Your brother Lee, he was in on this deal with the shocking thing. He sat down on Mom's wash machine one day and it shocked the heck out of him because he had a hole in his pants. He was the biggest baby you ever saw.
He's not here to tell
He's
us.
not here to
That
protect
night
you.
flying, remember? And he got bit by a black widow spider. He got shocked by that.
Yeah.
What, are we doing by age?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
You gonna tell someone on Saturday?
Oh, well, I'm taking a lot of good ones.
No, this is Rose, she can't participate right now. Under Kenny, you're next.
Kenny, you told me that?
No, he's
No, I thought I was
he's
last.
trying to tell her.
Okay, I'm gonna tell a good one. I love this one. Oh, this is so great.
Is it true though?
Yes, it's true. I had a date with this guy, and I really didn't want to go out with him, so my good friend Jody came over in the meantime, and so I didn't want to go, so I hid underneath the house at Kingsbury. And so he walked in, and he saw Mary sitting there, and he said, "Oh, hi Mary, how are you? And what are you doing?" She said, "Oh, nothing." And so he said, "Well, where's Deanie?" And she said, "I don't know, I'll go look for her." And they looked all over and couldn't find me. And so she came back and said, "I can't find her." And he said, "Well, Mary, since you're not doing anything, why don't you go with me?" So Mary had to go with him. And then she was in the bedroom getting ready, and I was laying right underneath our bedroom, and she said, "She wasn't."
That's all right about the middle of the movie. I got a bad headache and we had to come home. But see, I had a date at 9 o'clock.
I'm full of stories on this.
Oh, no.
Mary used to make me so mad. So mad. She'd say, "I see your profile." Well, I didn't know what a profile was. I see your profile. Oh, I was mad. She get me mad. One time she got me so mad. This butcher knife was laying there. And I threw that butcher knife in it. And the door jammed and went, boing! Like that. And Mother Mary just shut up. She didn't say no more.
One was this close to my face. You need to shut up too.
After that, Mary left me alone.
No profile.
No profile.
I cut hers off.
Sometimes you have to take desperate measures to get peace. Okay, I'm through.
No, Andy, they didn't have dictionaries back then?
No, we didn't have one anyway.
Well, I guess I can't roast it, because I don't really have anything that I can remember. I was the youngest, so I remember more good than I have anything else.
Oh, that's
Well, you can tell whatever, you can tell whatever you want.
She was always pretty good to me. She would drag me dancing with her, I know. But Dee was screaming about that. She didn't want her little brother going on. What do you want him on for? And soon found out that Mary wasn't so stupid after all. She took me along when a drunk come up and she yanked me out on the dance floor. We'd go dance. So I ended up learning to dance years ago that way. So it worked, so. But I can tell you this much, Ralph and Lee and them didn't change none when I was young. They still were doing it. They found out that Daddy's old garage had a shock to it. And there wasn't no magneto that put that in there, that's for sure. Because I found out myself. But he was still getting, I think you got Charles Hudson, and I don't know who all y'all got before it was over with.
I don't remember any.
Yeah, well, I do, because I was one of them that got a hold of it then.
They did grow out their childish ways for a long time.
Well, we used to hook that fence, the electric fence, an old magneto with a trough and a spoolie in there. We'd hook it up to the clothesline get a hold of that, it didn't hurt you, but actually made you laugh. But you couldn't open your hands up.
I didn't think it was funny.
I could have kept you on there for a week.
Not when your dad come by and saw it.
Lee and I used to do it to each other, and you can't get, and try to release your hands off that clothesline, you just can't do it. Just put just enough shots in there. to-
Grandma would have figured out how to keep your hands in the dishwater that long, she'd have been in good shape.
Yeah, you had soft hands, wouldn't you?
Well, how many of my brothers and sisters remember that Daddy, when he had the stacking belt, he put a fence out of pipe. He painted everything silver anyhow. Remember those? And when did he run through it? The wire that he put around the perimeter shot the cattle with, He used that about, I guess about this high off the ground, so about waist high. I'll never forget that. One day it was kind of getting dark, and there's always somebody running through there, I don't know, I can't remember this day who it was, but I tell you what, that's the first time I ever seen a guy replace his feet with his head just like that. Boom! He didn't know what hit him, and Daddy just walked on back to the building, and he didn't even come out. But that guy could have probably been dead, He was completely like that.
I remember hearing a story, but I don't want clarification on it. I don't remember all the details, so I'll let y'all fill in the blank or no. But it's some kind of story about y'all sitting around having supper or dinner one time at Kingsbury. You know what I'm talking about?
Richard.
Huh?
Richard, is that where the baby birds were? Oh, okay.
Go ahead,
This is where somebody cut one at the table, and somebody got blamed for it, and somebody else actually did it. I think Mary was one of the parties of it. I don't remember how it worked out. Remember that? Somebody told me that story.
I'm always in it.
Somebody, I think the way I heard it was, Mary actually did it to blame Dean.
It probably was me that did it.
Well, y'all probably forgot it, but I never will.
Yeah, I remember that now. But,
Grandpa,
what I was gonna tell about Dave, I thought he was gonna tell. We were having a family gathering down there, and we're all sitting around the kitchen table. Well, here comes in Richard. And he's got this coffee can, and it's filled with a nest with baby birds, you know how they like that hang over? We set it right there on my dad's plate. And Dad looked over and he said, "Boy, get that out." Get that out of here. I never will
Those
forget
baby
that.
birds, no feathers, no
He had about 4 birds in there, and they all had their mouth open doing
They
this.
didn't have
Daddy's
any
telling a
feathers
story,
on
all of a
them.
sudden you look down and saw them dang birds. Boy, get them things off there.
Ralph, you and Mary were so mean to me. They used to take off and leave me behind. I'll tell you why. You know
I'll
why
have to
she,
admit, we were mean to you.
hey, you know why she got the butcher knife though there?
I don't
She
remember
was
that.
always pulling something on me. And when we lived in the valley,
I saved your life a lot of times.
Doris was moving stuff. And Mary, it was dark. And Mary said, "Deanie, reach down there and get that black skirt." So I did like that, but it was a big cow fly.
I couldn't resist it. But y'all have to see the picture. We lived in this old white house out here, and there's a canal right in front of the house, and we had this plank that's about this wide, all the way across that sucker. And we're carrying Doris's clothes across it. And Miss Cow don't ask me how she did it, but at the very end of that plank, she put a big old fresh flock. And of course, I knew it was there, and I had to dodge around it, and everybody did, but Deanie, and she's always following me around, and I said, "Deanie, Doris dropped the skirt there, pick it up." No, she just was shaking her head, even run off and told on me.
Hey, Mary,
I mean, y'all would have all
All
done
this
it.
reminiscing here, coming down light right here now.
You had to be there for the timing thing.
I think Mary and them might have been too young, but you remember when Kenny was born, Dad was bringing his jeans
Oh,
over.
yeah. I wasn't too young,
And she
I
wouldn't
saw
walk
that.
the plank, so he had to go down the canal, and he was pushing her on her butt, and going up the other side.
Who wouldn't walk the plank?
This
Miss
midwife.
Hoyt, it was Miss Hoyt.